University American dia với lại nhà đi cái program khảo cũng các bạn chân thì làว่าvới là nó sống sống thế mình chia sẻ ra vài lột thu cái hành sẽ tụi ngày đầm cái hành sẽ của mình đi với lại nhà đi cái chief guest program thì cái một hai sáng là share đâu đâu mai là cái thì là ya hay chief guest ông tất mấy cái program mà có để tụi ông mọi người cũng là số ra thì Mizorm Youth Commission Chairman Chief Guest Secretary han nei durhi kan nomle ni sar kunche takka hai lokala lokala se ni voi la yani I know there's a lot of you who don't understand Mizorm, but for convenience we're going to be doing this function in Mizorm, so please do understand. So time to time we might talk in English, right? It's okay? Okay. So voi la yani inaugural ceremony in Hondola Vikshit Bharat ki Indian di Kashyatik karena tunai state level competition tadi le tu avoina state level competition na pakatna pandina le kasong tadi Mizorm ayo in India ram sonata kumsami sondi le pasaya so in developed nation tadi kita tana an idea an tekha soiko turin Delhi la competition na Mizorm ayo in kita sakdori di kakan soiko sadua với đại gia những cái này cũng là cái sống sống tem số bạn làm thuộc sai cái giá này tôi là cho những welcome speech thì tôi đã thu xếp được Professor Benjamin Sai là Program Coordinator NSS Mizorm University của Seoul.
Secretary, Sports and Youth Services, Bharat Director, American Dia on Department Leading NSS, who excellent in MCSF, who staff Samoda on state NSS officer, universities are there, and one care, there we work and draw. Mizorm Director in Kuporam Nati, and Judge Zautar Tadele, and NSS Program Officer in a point of an actual, and one home to run a song. What's your university like that? Karena dua dewa azam sekolah sekolah dan jodoh juga in atau Natal Vikshit Bharat State Level Youth Parliament competitor Mizorm District Shang Ayo 2 dan transporter when the Vikshit Bharat State Level Youth Parliament yang kalau misalnya, jangan berlaku. Tapi apa inisiatif kan ini masalah. Asal tu, state level youth parliament di district parliament kan ni, acaba kan potin lawa, kan nanti cuma dia. Time like follow guys, we want to funding to Zara. In here, I don't take that room. You can take him over. To and we get some of the top put in a guy in India. So I woman, father here, you know, the boy is the Karabu and the I was a cut again. Kan secretary there, kan director there, Malak Nazara, ministry on there, ministry. Dia saka, ituan, ini tahu tak tahan, and the boss said to you, funding to the port, kan mungkin kan dia, kan mau dari, kan secretary itu Apollo, bukan sekali, salah. Ituan pun kalau lari bahawa kan chief guest di Hey, 不吃，我也干很烧嘛。 kan in thashung khop phai kan ti lenga nimin tlai tuin sing khen kha kan sports minister min chang tu kan bi se ya amar so assembly session an som cho ni la ha tong khong tu ni mai thia adam lo sa ko thu tuin si aka na se chok chila chief guest win secretary ho in han ti mai kan han rela ma ro so kan secretary den with the chan ye hi chief guest kan a chawa ini kali ini tu kan ini tu dia umur seorang orang kan long mai ini dia long suan ini kan hong zo don ini pun kan sia kun cep dar ka khat chui mi ron product sak dia kan long kan dia yo ni ka all things no ma no se tu tu ra ka ga se o te ro ni kan sia no bukan se ni chu poin dia hian Batum kan tham số đó just giống là tất cả tổng thanh phép in quân vệ sinh cần đi gặp tiền chủ lý chủ các hàng số anh đã dùng chung Batum tất số đi khắp đến India Central Hall of Parliament anh chụp câu đó này India Sultan anh cần làm phó tất số mình thế anh xem một số thế cũng sẽ có chuan mà khắp đây state down cái hậu để thì là anh có chọn rồi đó mà thì nó lại bắt đầu phải có sự anh ông phải phụ thuộc vào anh bị chỉ là chỉ để cho chuan phụ thuộc vào cái này à còn cái cái sự phụ thuộc tại những parliament thì những cái hàng tu như thế là cái đó đây Lok Sabha session te kan entry la kan MP te Rajya Sabha te an fer ani chuti rol chuan trong pama te che zia te mizo te hian kan tlang pui te Manipur lampang te Meghalaya lampang te kan tuklo te ni o ti tu hian an ni chu an call anh sẽ quan siam anh mới biết anh phải dạy quay đi chú ông xuân hè phút này thì ngay bùi là tin riêng ra nó mong là cái nào mình做làm không số tu tu cái đấy bị thế anh tu thế tin mình做làm ta là xem cái hậu sa thì cái em bây giờ anh tu thế cái hiện rồi những chọc chua sắp xếp thì cần phải xảy ra anh trước tiên chúng ta có số cần ấn công phải đi đầu tiên participants để có những điều sẽ đúng không và số police đã always police để audience thì cái hàng số mà audience đúng không anh đi cần đúng không và kiến sẽ là anh mà đi làm qua thì cũng là gì cái này cái gì login zero nata thế motivator vì sẽ cần được tiền để sẽ là nên chuan cần làm sao một sẽ có thể tìm ra những ông phía sau nên là những công việc sẽ thì chuan các vùng tự do và lòng thú những giờ bao nhiêu chuan ông cái đó giờ thì là những cần xoay những công việc là những cái mong đấy
Professor Benjamin sai kan tu malam tu kan saya tuna soalin kan chief guest punya saudara te le pulang sama saya lo IRS ni mana yang ada dia mama lo tu saya kan te anto kan lo buat saya kan doa tu saya kau ada yang intro pun lah kan lo dia ulang punya sama SNO stable officer SSS kan pu kan chief guest punya saudara te kecil te kau ada yang Saksara. Pulau bersama saya IRS Secretary SYSGO Benjamin, Professor Benjamin lah. Kalau Iswandal in Mercy Senate Kanin, not to say that and Sazera. Sorry, Madam, let's not alone. Do not swine to say the night later to Allah can cheat guest who must also around there. And the NYC chairman, the Baka ANC cooperated and the app to the Mrs. Turin. Cemetery, okay. Going to this one, no, maybe we can share introductory speech here on Mizorm program. Committee at Secopa, committee of Maros on Nile and Badi Kaputa, and why she was a one shut young and introductory speech, Kaloma, Pulam Sanasano, IRS Secretary, SYS Government.
Thank you very much. Our respected chief guests who must have go around there, Chairman, Mizorm Youth Commission, officials from the Sports and Youth Services Department, Director who is Dani Khan, and other officials who are here today, officials from the Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, the University Secretary and our team of able staffs, officials from NSS State Nodal Officer who Sangwana, POs from Mizorm University, including Professor Benjamin Saidua and other professors who have ably carried out this very difficult task right from the start. Dear participants from different districts and audience from different colleges in Aizawl, very warm welcome to all of you to the state level Vikshit Bharat Youth Parliament. I'm going to stress a bit on the significance of this event, so that who has been invited at the very last minute will get some points from me, I hope. This event, National Youth Parliament event, has taken place from 2019. This is the PM Modi's vision to empower youth and enable them to take part in nation-building process through dialogue, by expressing their viewpoints and by helping share their ideas in the process of policy making. So, it is a forum where young minds come together to deliberate, discuss, provide solutions, provide their own solutions for developed India by 2047. Mizorm has taken part in several editions of the National Youth Parliament. Recently, just a year back, Mizorm was represented by Grace, Pari Housel, TUC NSS, Hakimi, and there is one more young Mizorm man whose name I do not remember right now. They did exceptionally well at the Youth Parliament. They spoke very well and they were praised by the organizers also. In fact, Mizorm has taken part in several national level competitions like this. For instance, in the Vikshit Bharat Young Dialogue, Young Leaders Dialogue, here in the early part of this year, Mizorm was represented by 12 young, energetic, active Mizo youths. In fact, among them, Grace, the same person who represented the state earlier, Grace Pari Housel, was chosen to present our viewpoints to the Honorable Prime Minister of India. That was a great achievement. She represented basically the whole of Northeast India. And besides that, the recent Northeast Youth Festival held at Sikkim, Mizorm was represented by a strong team of 120 members. Mizorm team did very well. Who is present here with us today, was the team leader. And Mizorm performed very well in different disciplines, including beat contests and folk songs. They won several prizes, right? So this convergence of efforts by the state government, by NSS, NYKS, has made the state proud time and again in several national level events. The topics that are going to be discussed today is regarding the Indian Constitution, right? If I'm not wrong, it's about the Indian Constitution. This is the state finale, so it's about the Indian Constitution. How the Indian Constitution is going to go ahead in the coming years to achieve Vikshit Bharat by 2047. So, the core values of justice, liberty, equality, fraternity has to be safeguarded while embracing changes, developments, innovations, which the youth are expected to contribute from their side. Their ideas, their visions is required to strengthen the Constitution values that we have. So, this is required to ensure that transparent, inclusive, responsive government policy for the Vikshit Bharat, so that all aspirations of the citizens are taken care of in developing India. In closing, I would like to say that as participants in this esteemed event, the youths who are participating are having a golden opportunity to make their voices heard. So I request all of them to speak boldly, speak passionately. In just 3 minutes, debate with engagement with your jury members. Don't shy away from the jury members. Debate with them. Look them in the eyes. Be confident. And also listen to your fellow contestants, participants. Learn from each other. And we are hoping to get the best of the best to represent our state at the national level and the parliament. So we have high hopes on all of you. I wish you all the best in the side of the state government. And have a good day. Thank you.
Tôi là trai cần chi cái tôi sẽ tôi cần so các câu cũng có so cho cái để so là không.
Opposition leader kan dia make or not. That's like example say you are in. Chalai kan dia hai wala kan ko ko chalai ni kan dia. Ko thuk de song thuk de ko de. Ye ko ye he lo le moving dia. Dai ko ni ko ko na boy lo ka ko de lo chmo la tu de. Kadinga ka fo ka ka so kan dia ka chalai ni kan ni na. Sia no. Tan ko le lo chmo la de. Ini non di suka lo se he ta ya ta de mo se ke tri bi pon pu chu a ali judge ko de ya đi giả nào là chơi của bạn cái ta hiện judging cả những cái số về chú bảo em chú là mà chú là chú chú phải là rồi thì à chúng ta đang xây dựng cái program đi ở một đôi thì chú là cái đó đấy thì anh ấy thì đôi tất cả các cái việc đó à sẽ cả kuma sa cái đến kuma làm cho là số giá thì cũng đi dễ mà là số của bạn chú bảo là cú tất cả là cái gì đấy à sản chú trả lại là bây giờ mà sản xuất cái này thì cả anh sẽ lấy được thì lấy thì chúa đây à quay vào không bây giờ với là vấn đề của cái họ khăn thắt cho họ cùng ta cái này chắc là Parisian Parliament là anh chụp cái lá sẽ lấy mấy à anh chụp thủ tên thì xuôi ra presentation tên chụp đi cái địa phương thì cái này sẽ có July chú thì hey kan sở cái lúc chú các xã đi làm đi là sẽ có đi làm MC à có budget cần phải cái gì cũng như ta có chế quay bên sẽ ra số party này thì bây giờ cần thara cần discuss về là cái này MC đó là nó số em anh thì làm cái này là YouTube bản thế TV ở đây là nó vào trên bản hành lô state trên trong các môi lô cái phim cái MC hậu số mà số cần có cái này là cái cũng biết có cần chơi cũng sẽ là cái gì là cái này là cần ba cái là cái team cần soi ra cái gì là con cái gì là cái này à tin cần state là số là assembly các hành lý nó cần để thì có些是可能的呀，等等问题那给地方可能问题的，很听人的些人没按照去很上的，麦肯那呀中人的你都好记这个按照记的，等等来说，哎，你说记得你们这些就跟把老师你看，些体验的话跟好处啊，把他们这边后中单都有路，打这个很多的那个，他点他很老是写的他，他这个写了几写了。Is like dia politik satu orang dulu dia nilai kartu kemudian saudara bersama tak ke bukan baik Julai Jun mana itu belum kita ikut terus kita teh kue boleh dulu kita kan sedua adi langsung dia awal sendiri kita handrik bisa usul itu boleh kan dia jadi asen dia harus ada kan boleh terus kue ambil itu saya loh dia lah saya itu kitaเป็นอาริยะคือว่าส่วนการปกปิดตัวชาเอาล้วนนี่การปกปิดลงตัวที่ชาเราการปกปิดตัวนี้จุดใดจุดหนึ่งสุดท้ายแล้วที่เมื่อส่วนการและการเสร็จเรียบชาไล่ให้เราเป็นจุดได้จุดใดการส่วนส่วนเข้าสาวพวกมันไม่ชาตาคาการส่วนตัวเลยจู่มาดีป้าที่เราลำที่ตีสิ่งที่จู่ opposition นี่ส่วน oppose ตัวนี่ก็อันนี้สิ่งที่ด่านหมดส่วนนี่สิที่เราจีเขียนที่ชาบิคุยตั้งชารับตั้งมิโซรับตั้งชาตัวบริสุทธิ์ป้าที่เราคิดติดก็สุดอันเราบอกก็สิ่งที่ตกเบียถ้าได้ท่านชาก็ไม่ถึงเบียไว้แต่เดี๋ยวผมจะพูดการดูวันนี้ได้ละการชัดตามนั้นดูกันร่างกายผู้ถูกหลังจีก็สุดลมปุยละฝักเวไม่ละเองที่หาที่เราสันติละนะBukan politician, begini politician dan itu apa? Kan dia dulu aku bukan tahu kita itu apa. So sebelum selai kan terbilai so dia boleh kan soal kita. Boleh soal tilfa di support lah. Adi jual selai kan biar siapa boleh soal lah. Support tapi yang siapa boleh boleh sari boleh siapa kakakมีคนบอกว่าเป็นเราถึงกันเวกของรู้ป่าวว่าเสร็จเพียงชุดเรื่องปาร์ตี้ที่ฝักไม่อยากบอกเห็นไหมไม่อยากว่าเช่นช่วงนี้ก็สวยจับละลายชุดที่เราเสริมกันชาอันนี้เรากันตีสีมาเสร็จกันตีกันโพลงตีสีเราตีมาวัดเดียร์วัดเตะวัดใส่เสียดีวัดเตะวัดใส่เสียผู้เรียนวัดเตะกันตีเวลตุ้มเวลาตีกันเสร็จตัวเวลากันโปรแกรมการเรียนจะทำอะไรอยู่ชุดเชี่ยวว่าPode ser que tenha vindo política saúde do dia do dia de day para an programa para apoiar o dia vai para a saúde de China India Fiamila Tusoila invite também de Casoile isso aí Mizorm de da não via para Mizorm falar da dia tudo isso que heram me que de ver vaguinha Mizorm de vaguinha Mizorm de que botar Ini ni, jam, mo masuk na ini ada yang tu di kan na itu arai ni, ya arai kan ni, polis kan arai kan ni, kita akan berhasil terang chú bi cái contribution cái này về thì nó đủ là tam số cái mà đi là ý nghĩa thì cần đủ thì hiếm phải mới đượcนี่กูมาคัดโอเดสโอตาpolitical science class อ่ะโตทูสวยกูเรียนโซมาคัสสวยแค่กับโซนั่นก็โซเลยแต่พวกมันเองก็อินดูอินมาหลังนู่นน่ะเองก็อินดิวโรเองก็อินดรีมเองก็อินไลน์นี่ก็โซน่ะดีดูนั่นเองมาเลยจู่ไม่ว่าปะคัดเราเรื่องซะทีนี้สักการที่ชอบไปว่าการที่เวลเลยไม่เท่าที่นี่อักขระเราอยู่ที่ห้าภาษาโซดูเฮ้ยวันนั้น police กันไล่สิไล่เด็กเรียนริ้วรู้ตักไอ้คนตักกันเสียแล้วโดนจะจุดนักกินโลกอ่ะคุมที่คุมทุกอย่างชวนถ้าดูคนนี้ก็ชวนดูคุยภาษาอินเดียกี่โดนอินเดียมันโดนไล่อินเดียโดนเช่นชวนโลกในเงี้ยง่ายที่คนนี้เราสมัยเด็กอ่ะอาศัยเด็กเราจู่ๆไอ้ตัวเป็นอะไรตัวนี้ตัวนั้นคุยจริงๆตัวเองที่นี่รำตาจะจำใครอยู่ข้างดูคุยภาษาอินเดียทุกชวนข้าไอ้มันโดนข้าโดนเช่นโดนจู่ๆเงี้ยดูคุยภาษาอินเดียอินเดียจบแล้วฟ้าเราเด็กได้อินเดียจบแล้วถึงจะไปหมดเพราะจู่มีตัวเลยเงี้ยอีช่วงก่อนเงี้ยคนที่รู้สึกดีเลยอย่างนู่นเลยว่าจะจบแล้วมีคนปีเลยพูดจะจบแล้วมีคนกันผมเรียกเขาชิมเปล่าตัวนั้นจู่มีไอ้จู่เลยที่เราสื่อสื่อเงี้ยรำตาเงี้ยคนที่รู้เลยอย่างที่กันเดี๋ยวไอ้เดียจบแล้วตัวนี้อันเดียวกันช่วยเงี้ยคุยภาษาชูก็เอ็นโพลชูก็บอกว่าตัวชัวอันตัวที่ไอ้เงี้ยรำตาขลายโมระหักเทียนเสียไงเนี่ยช่วงช่วงดีตุ้มกันเลยไงที่ดีตุ้มตั้งแต่อินฟันติตัดเชี่ยเราดีคนเองมันก็ช่วยดีเงี้ยอย่างที่กันช่วยตัวมากละกลุ่มสามที่เป็นการที่รับมาที่เรียน police school รับหน้าเราเดี๋ยวก็จะถึงเรื่องนี้สักทีเดี๋ยวสุดท้ายช่วงพอที่อาจารย์เรียนพอการเป็นการได้ใช่ไหมเองดีตุ้มที่กันส่วนนั้นอันนี้ตัวมันนี้น้องบอกเท่ๆที่ดิฉันเรียนการว่าเมริดิจิเดียนที่โดนเท่ๆเช่นโลกเราที่ก็คือได้เท่ๆเช่นพวกมันที่เสกที่ชุดละแบบแล้วว่าเวลาที่การอันสวยที่แม่ช่วยช่วยคอยละวิธีรู้ว่าเขาคงต้องการเนี่ยไอ้เรื่องการดีคุ้มค่าเสียใช้ก็คือที่ช่วยได้มีโรจิงเท่มีโรควิธีจัดเช่นการสวยที่ละการไล่สามที่ละนี่ให้คอยละการพลังมาชูเท่ที่แบบนี้ไล่การใช้เอาไว้อันนี้แค่เราเห็นทุกอย่างเราบอกกันเราแต่กันจะสิ่งที่ถูกเฟลเราแต่กันว่าเฮ้ยแต่ว่าอันนี้อย่างเงี้ยตูนดินหัวอันดินเทก็สลายกันไปตัวสิครับไอ้ส่วนที่ถูกเช่าตาสลายมันเราชัวร์เอาเดียนอันที่ก็เกิดเช่าตาที่ส่วนตาสลายมันก็ไม่ได้เลยจู่ว่าส่วนที่all some เดียวเราตั้งไม่ถูกที่อันตัวเราจู่ที่อย่างเช่นเราควรจะทำโปรแกรมเราพอที่เทโต้เป็นยังไงว่าสิ่งนี้คือปะขันนั่นนี่ตุ้มชวนที่สารเทสารมาสารเทโต้เป็นยังไงตอนนี้แต่เนี่ยนะคอนสติทูชั่นนั่นเป็นยังไงอเมนเมนต์ที่สารเนี่ยองค์กรที่เด็กชื่อเลยนะ political science พูดเองเกี่ยวกับเป็นภาษาฟังบอลที่การเรียนเล่นจู่มีนักเรียนเด็กช่วยเงี้ยโลกทิ้งตัวส่วนอินว่าสิ่งนั้นสามารถพูดโทรได้มาไงพูดไต่มากไงตุ้มรูไงตีเรียบเรียไงจู่ที่มาที่เรียนได้พอริมได้ใจมากนะตุ้มรู้นะที่เรียนเก่งนะข้าขลุ่นนะองค์อัสเตนจูนดาจูนีมุ่งแต่ละการสอนสวะการตีสอนเจ้าชนกันเรื่องของที่มีที่อย่างที่กันที่ใดละมาละสามที่บริการเดียร์จะได้หลบเด็กออกมาสุดท้ายก็การเชื่อมต่อกับที่เขาชิมละสักการะก็เราเล่นโดนกันเนี่ยเศร้าผู้ดีเราเนี่ยมันต่อให้กันจากที่กับสักการก็เรื่องการชวนที่ป่าที่พวกเห็นที่พวกไปพวกเลยกันเสร็จแล้วมีความรู้ถ้าเราหนุ่มฟองมันจะเล่นเรียนผู้ใหญ่การรู้เล่นหนุ่มเต้าด้วยเลยน้อยนะการสอบการแล้วก็การเรียนที่ได้ไปไหนก็ตัวที่เขียนเรื่องอะไรก็บิดชาลาส่วนจูก็เขียนว่าเขาก็สอนดูแล้วชุดแล้วผมต้องเต้าด้วยนะ UPSC ก็ชื่ออะไร IS นี่ตัวสวยเรียนก็พูดที่เป็นเราเซนส์วันอู้นะไอ้อาทอมตัวที่เราเรียนเราด้วยดีครับการวิเคราะห์มาเสร็จกับเขาใช้งานเราไม่ดีหรอเราเฟลครับผมก็เลยเราช่วยแต่มันเฟลสุดนะครับถ้าผมเสียงถ้าประโดดไปแล้วเนี่ยเรียกเขาพูดไปเลยได้ไหมแต่ซีดีเพย์เป็นหรือว่าราเก็ตเป็นหรือว่ามาพกเป็นการส่งตัวก็ชัดเลยหรือถ้าแบบใจไม่ดีดูหรือต่างก็ไม่ได้ส่วนสิ่งของคุณสุดามาเลยสักเลยส่วนอินsorry breakfast ฉันจึงดูเชื่อไม่ดูสมัยข้าแต่ส่วนพอเรียนที่ไหนที่มีเรื่องส่วนส่วนแบบป้าเขาบอกว่ามีตัวมาลงตัวที่นี่นะเราในชอบเมื่อ ส่วนอาซีที่เปลี่ยนถ้าเป็นสิ่งนั้นถ้าที่หุ่นได้ให้เป็นละถ้าที่หุ่นละคนละคนลิงกินปากเด้อย่างเงี้ยลิงบิสกิตเด้ดริงเชียร์กันสันโรสสิ่งนั้นเราไม่ใช่เลยว่าโดยเขาเนี่ยไอ้ที่หุ่นมาถ้ามักถ้าที่เดิมเลยก็ส่วนต่างอีกอย่างนึงมิวสิกที่ไม่ขาดที่ใจแล้วมาเนี่ยก็คือส่วนรู้สิที่นั่นว่าเสพาสิเล่นมิวสิกคนที่ไลฟ์สดอย่างส่วนอันนี้เลยไม่ใช่งูรู้ไงเรื่องเด็กสิไลฟ์สดครับอันที่ที่อันที่ส่วนช่วงนี้นะอาชีพเจียนตั้งไอ้เนี่ยชุดที่ข้าไอ้บุกโตกันที่นั่นเลยมิวสิกยังไงสิบุกท่านจันกัวใช้บ้านว่ามิวสิกง่ายที่สุดละอ่ะต่อที่เราไม่ได้ดิแบดมินตันเกมจ้าใครที่เป็นตุ้มตบเสียละอ่ะต่อที่เราไม่ได้ว่าจินดาอะไรจะเปลี่ยนผมนะครับเขาหลงเสียละนักสังดาเลยแต่เขาชินเสียละอ่ะต่อที่เราไม่ได้อ่ะต่อที่นั่นจุดเงี้ยที่ประมาณนั้นเลยนะจินดาการตุ้มตุ้มแล้วพอตุ้มแล้วไหนบ้างละเฮ้ยเฮ้ยนะที่ประมาณนั้นละสุดท้ายเดวิดเราเนี่ยเชียร์อ่ะท้ายเดวิดฉันเนี่ยเรา follow ดูนะสุดท้ายอุบามาจีนยังอายอะไรสักอย่างไอ้โซเลตมันไม่เป็นบอกอะไรสักอย่างจุดนี้กันใส่ดูนะฉันจูที่ปากกันใส่ก็ฉันจะ follow ว่าส่วนดูนะฉลาดกันที่อยากโกงฉันฉลาดกันมั่งไม่ถึงว่ารู้สึกฉลาดกันมั่งไม่ถึงว่าขั้นเดียวกันไอ้โลกเนี่ยไปสุดที่ให้โซเชียลมีเดียที่จังไรเราเห็นที่ให้กันเสร็จก็จะไม่ไว้เสียพวกกันทุกวันส่วนนั้นก็คืออินสตาแกรมเดย์เฟซบุ๊กเดย์เนี่ยที่วันเสาร์ทุกเดือนเสียงได้ฉลาดสิ่งไรกันแล้วที่อินสตาไอจีอ่ะ followers นะตุ่มชิมเดย์ที่เราคุยกันเลยเรา Facebook อ่ะอินโพสไลค์กันสักที่ใครอินส่วนนั้นทำเนี่ยมาเราฉันช่วยเงี้ยอินดูเลยป้าจะส่งผมด้วยอ่ะโฟนเนี่ยโซเชียลมีเดียเนี่ยถ้าหันรับน้องวิเศษก็ดูได้มาเลยเราก็ที่สุดแล้วเชื่อกันไหมช่วยก็สื่อมันสั่งจูโซเชียลมีเดียก็อาจจะบล็อกกันที่อะไรสมาร์ทโฟนนั่นเองก็ที่มาที่บอกสมาร์ทเป็นอะไรนี่ที่นั่นเชื่อกันสื่อไลฟ์มีตัวตามเนี่ยทั้งไปดูอย่างที่บอกที่ไม่เอาจะได้แต่ที่บอกเรื่องของมันเนี่ยอาจารย์ใครจะมากันมาอะไรช่วยช่วยกันถ้าเราจะมีโลจิกในตัวนี้ที่ไฟกันเสียถ้าคุณตัดอินโฟเลยละถ้าเดี๋ยวเส้นทางหวยละการโปรแกรมของเราพอผ่านหน้าจะรับกลุ่มได้โดนจุดเรียนก็เรียนโดนจุดส่วนไต่มากก็โถยไม่ได้จริงๆอ่ะคุณแต่ได้มีการมาพบถ้าหลังสามคนแต่ละนี่ก็เป็นดีครับนั่นใช้ดูนี่นะต่อไปเราช่วยหวยละคุณฟังดูละเรียนจันทร์พบในปีเด็ดชัดจะใครมีเห็นตัวนี้ถูกสักแล้วก็หลานเชื่อว่าว่าเราสวยจากอาคารไว้ซึ่งตะกินติดตะกินตีเลื่อนเลยตัวตีเลื่อนเลยตัวถูกนะส่วนถ้าถูกไหนถูกเดี๋ยวมาให้ไม่เลยถ้าเดี๋ยวสิครับเชื่อในกีฬาพลังบุญละโลจินนั่นเองมีปุ๋ยจริงเด้อินดีเห็นถูกแล้วตาเราคงเสียดูไม่หมดแล้วก็นี่เห็นนั่นถูกสักละสร้างแบบกระดาษเชื่อว่าเป็นอัตโนมัติส่วนคุณเจ็ดตัดโอนิเซ่ที่เราชอบไปมันคงเป็นอะไรมาละโลจะคุณจะเป็นตัวอะไรดีกันใช่ไหมเนี่ยนี่แหละเราเนี่ย
Redo con dite, ma stava sotto in tornati a tu c'è da capo ci lavani, voi ne la mi do di andare a cercare quindi riga non deve tu la soi che di nuovo se non di torna parla non si può lo tu sei la voto senso e tu ripi mersi se ne state director NYKS la sono
Secretary Sport and Youth Service, Mizorm, and Director Sport and Youth Service, who is working hard, who sang one of the countries they know in our country and the country, and our country, to our countries, and one tata, who are le adante apa kan contestant mutan hama jangan rongkal ko policy gampang te จับพายเต็มสายบัวจะจังเต็มลุงเลี้ยจังเต็มจะว่ายินลองพูดกันเสียจนให้มีติดพอทิ้งตัวละเละมินรอนเจออันโตอาบีตะกินกัน NSSPO เต็มจะว่ายินมิงกันลำเสียงลงมาเละกัน PUC เจอไว้เตเละ Wage College เจอไว้เตจะว่าจังหวะให้ลองพูดกันสวยละให้ลองพูดสวยที่กับภาษาเอ็มเยอะมากนับกลุ่มyang pun bela cuan kari thai be to na di atok na ko itu raga ngai be a chu bangin hei te khu za lu chu ka ya chuan hemi i Vikshit Bharat Youth Parliament chung cha in preparation na to hemi so in the ka wa chu ka chu ni le hei chalai ma ni ila kan nun na kan ta ni ba mà ni lộc khăn cảnh nào UPSC nó liền các tụi em liền khai nó rất là chia ra những cái việc sai ra rồi dù chết xóa là abora là chuan tôi cần tiếc em mà nè khác điểm khan các này tòa để căn muốn là cái cảnh ta thì nó phát hiện của ta là căn muốn là cái mà it's my life thì anh đừng cái lo là cảnh ta chuan chú bạn đi celebrate being alive ini kasih ni hilcha idiamu kan itu berinjan kan fantan hilcha kan ilha kalau satu masa ania nuna min betul patian masa bela lompu keseluruhan dia masih tunanya patian dia lompu keseluruhan hey udah natangin kan siapa angin kan preparation ini budget breakup te kan shelawa budget kan shelawa akan tung to kan patin enjoyment te anu mi joy pi tu ra ong lo in kan india kan in seroma ikhan masen ni kaya kan dama le ya kan budget breakup te kan te na ati ngai na pakan te ko lo ni lo se chuan hi aya na so in kan in prepare ko abi se ko ma chu wangin quay cảnh kia chúng ta rồi mọi người lên hey youth parliament đi cảnh secretary là một số của anh Khan sáng ngày hôm qua sáng đi để xong hôm qua là mình cảnh cảnh tổ áp chuan amas sabera và lời qua đi lung lệ Mizorm represent tụi nakala ati chame em ani chuan ador te akhan lerem buya akala long kai tangin ati chale em basic ba in mase apoi ka ti chin chu in tu soi do kha in bong tu chin an bong lu tu chin la bangin thegil pal khan nei chin na second khat dia na moi le ba ko am consistency speech out lo chuan ngai ka tu tan tan ni ni at this time there chini zo bangi di hei to la kan hat di in khami video three SYP buka kan karon post ka in no ni na ta ni le hemi Vikshit Bharat Youth Parliament ni kung khan Grace House in Mizorm ay zo ko le na apa kana pakina pathum na uncle china mas apa kana zo ku soi china ni chuan tu na ro yan chuan instruction kan na tholo in pathum ko in soi me te ni kan tu ro ni chu wangi in prepare ra ya chu mai chu ni lo in script te pa in lo submit na china ni in script te pa an lo submit china ni chuan in script ang chia in soi tu ani chuan lo ni in lo in ko ni akara kan in improvise tu ni heyมันได้จังแต่นี้แต่ที่สเปรย์ไล่ท่านจะอินโปรไวส์ดีกับวันขอบเนี่ยก็ตั้งนั่นเห็นดีนะก้าวละนะเองก็เหมือนกันอันเดิมสุดนะถ้าเดี๋ยวจะค่ะกันเขียนเนี่ยไล่เนี่ยมอสพิชาก็ดีค่ะกันสวยถูกไหมเนี่ยให้ที่อินเดียปาร์ลาเมนต์อ่ะ voice ชาลายที่โอ้อันเราเชียร์เวียดนามมีคุยนั่นเราเชียร์เวียดนามอีกอย่างให้มีอันก็ใส่ดีอาชาตัดเสร็จเราคุยกันเสร็จกันเดียวส่วนบอกนะให้ได้ไล่เราชูเต็มนะผมว่าส่วน competitor lah, yang ni kan tu ni kan tu macam ni. Lihat habis kalau pun ni dia ni kan suri, siapa nak adua pia konsum Papua, konsum pada kata konsum di Bangka, mana kan adua pia terkaya ni. Masih ada dalam apa orang ni. Intinya kan tujuan mai Bharat portela kan industri apa namanya. Sudah tujuan kan login mana kemari mobile apa. Tujuan video minit hat siapa ni tak. What does Vikshit Bharat mean to you? Ikat question. Minit hat siapa screening committee. Head district northern akan komat district northern ni Mizorm ni macam Bali kan ya Delhi Bali kan Delhi Bali kan ini kan Bali ini maybe our geographical situation Chuan kan northern district itu sampai mami isolate local kan ya tu tak Chuan screening committee kan screen lah ini tu akan tahu kan nanti masih ada yang harus sebelah kantong dia tu video kan apa thầy được thì mình làm con cũng thế cái này về đó là trên page tu ăn video mình làm thôi là mà sẽ có một bài nó cho nó upload ngay là một học sĩ là vào tu thì lại là tu kan harus sebenarnya tu bangin next time lah tuan angai buatan kan ini memberikan dari buat angai ini konsep tentang kebiasaan siang kami video kami kami mani yang lalu cara Facebook upload kami kan itu suatu kali. Dan tu itu tuan district level competition, northern competition. Dia kata yang dari so northern district kami kan suatu ini tadi. Tu kami tak proses kan. Tapi beri apa ni? Tuan district northern kan suatu state level competition. Antara kata-katanya aku jadi yang insuk. Tuan instruction orang zalim kan yang silakan masih minta pun itu yang harus lagi nana minta tuan apakah itu itu saya cerita kita. Dan tuan kan itu dia kan yang di kalau berupa YB berupa kan dia bil partisipan di kau kan bila kita perlukan raya, tu nakina, bila kita kalau tuan dia akan tuan ikan bread kita senang kita ikan dan tuan dia se le kan serius cocil kau in tu saya intinya in prepare mana ni ikan第一进去我统计，他就按照外单呢，这面嘛你给你变成说这个单中间，阿罗这面嘛查来做你了没？阿罗干爹你给你了嘛不？转嘿你的过程就跟你呀，跟外单调查一点不，后边嘛你是听一分了嘛不？嘿不一分了不？第一个容易过程就跟你。vote of thanks so ini makna akan so Christian ram kan dia Mizorm so mainan ni namu kan dia kan khotang hati ni lah arong dia mani itu ni apa dia mani nak kuat saya hati dia itu orang sih ha so kami kan dia mencina kan kalau kau ada yang dia jangan kami pun tak ilah waduh se tujuan zin hai hak ten rin kham ten han lo ama mi hak sa te ten an kwa ta le na tu an lo the ana chu kan NSS ten le kan student ten kan chalai ten kumin thing kun apun le kun a chuan ikun am thei ku pakhat a hi ta thei kun la ni dan tan ma som na mi on le ti khan kan soi pakhat le ni se Tuan, hei soi kat dulu ya. Kan sambil zaman ini, anak yang kau injek kan itu, masih kan yang kau nak langsung, kau tak akan itu yang iwa kwan food pa isyam ke ang kan dia tu ni pas ada ni tu ni chuan hei je tang kan in tu kwal ve la kan han tu na chu tiang ko chuan en mai ke kan lo siam ve ang kan dia he ta mam pui typical village long thai kwan kumin te online te bukan motor te min ngai tu pui sak saka ikan I variety so le I tep kan pun to andam ke kan aro kan hello ba master na king zela study te tang I university te kon lo se college te student te le chang thar ze te hey yani pang kai mo chumo an la ti te ta hey yani mo mi ke te na an ti ko be la na to ge ko ti an sia te te na ma kan lo la chu an ya ba ni in he na I mai ta in pai su lo da chok la tu ro kun ro chu tiang ko chuan lo kan ha la hey tu na chuan Industrial Revolution 4.0 kan to automation te artificial intelligence te khobe la kan to internet things te mo asan to man base sitting application ni kan la ba te chuan ba kal ko engine chuan ni thua mase hen ko hi min lo campaign tu la ka du chu khai đi mất chiếm lô xe thấy em một khi em một áp lại thì áp cùng người khác hành cùng ta xe khác resource của area trong để thì anh em chú mình ăn ăn choan với các trò lại một tay không thì xong rồi mình làm bên là của mình thì choan tu là choan tung bu à vang em nàyการเชื่อตัวอันนี้มีที่การพูดสัมภาษณ์ tunggu taknya kok apa han foto ko atam tolo ani ati chu bangin lo nei te yan lo wa te yan an lo wa yan tunggu emo thei hai emo ena mo ni tan tin thu ko ni lo se zo ta ko ni se khami ya ya chu resource ko ya ya na ko ta ta ani ya ko a cha to ya chu bangin ni lo ka pen ni ni ka kun to la ma ya ko Now, I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to our chief guest, who was on our Honorable Secretary, Sport and Youth Services, all our respected judges, and our SNO, NSS, whom we are working very closely for the last few years, and I could see him today. And first, I would like to extend my personal thanks to our Dr. Benjamin, who has been working very hard for making this program. And also, I would like to thank all the participants who come from a very far places, and we will try to do our best so that we can return home properly and maybe pay your traffic expenditure after this program. Also, I would like to extend my thanks, special thanks to PUC College and West College, West College for your participation. So, finally, I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to my spouse, Bharat, Administrative Officer, who is in charge of ISO, and at the same time, Saitwa, Mamit, and Dolsi, they are very busy. And at the same time, I would like to extend my thanks to Christy, Siamdei, Prayas, Nurul Hassan, and others. And also, I would like to extend my thanks as a state director to all the district nodal office POs, colleges and POs of Shanghai, Mamit, Lundey, and ISO, who are working very hard for making this program successful. We are expecting a lot from you. So those who have been selected, 3 are going to be selected from here, and those who are selected from here, you please try to do your best, okay? And before you're leaving, we will try to brief you once again. And nila nga anti dahil lekan picture, kumakuya siya ng nga takin. Hey, kaya nga to sa iyo, natin yung mga eksonte. Ano, yan na to, so nakinaano siya. Sa mga nga, interest ko, kaya mo. So, ang sari din sila asoy ha, kaya nga asoy ko, yung ano natin, and mo, at yung sige, ka eksonte ka ako'y mo. Mo, verbal communication ako'y mo. Ako'y mo, yung mali, kaya nga, asoy rin mo, kaya nga, language ko ka din doon sa mga. So, kami kayo kan so Mizorm kan Zera kan Zera kan Hichin so Mizorm atau kerana kan MC kan Cokcil kan keluar Dr. Esther ini so mereka ni di dia lapang information public relation sa baba kung sa dia sama hidup cuma kasong kaya kan pula kan sila ya cukai dia soal local cable stay LPS stay le holiday radio lang konti kaya hilo kan so na local ko mo local hilo kala mahal lo so saya kalau
University College and like the king tomorrow, so actually, like the day I want to take away some of them, and very much like the end in the book, and so you need to have a children again. Or can you know the ceremony to kind as on that thing with tea break, and they are so Mizorm for in program that they are a competition and camp, and they don't know the school or can competitors in topic but 75 years of Indian Constitution, a journey of rights, duties and progress there. The 11th Sankalp of Samdivan Divas, a pledge to strengthen India's constitutional values, the only to one is a Siabona, to Mazak and Savarin, in Queens or Hanalode, the Children, Tindu Radianin, the chief guest, the Lebraya, Tamala Pala, and Women of that local, the competitors, the carbon stage, and I think how on the local, they are to do it mine.
Viral Moy Queen, Viral Rat Queen, After Shaswala Lungley, Dealer Rat Lungley, Abigail Siam Zampai, David Wang Kuma, Zampai, Minkan Sang Zong Tu, Zampai.
Are you ready now? So now we'll be calling upon Lertem Roti Sampai. And next will be Baby Lertem Rui. Get ready for moment.
Greetings everyone, my name is Lara Wading, 6th semester Department of English, proudly representing from High District. Today, I'm very thankful to our superiors and nodal officers for giving me an opportunity such as this to speak out about my opinions and thoughts on the ongoing topic of the Vikshit Bharat. Today, given two topics, I'm choosing the second one, which is the 11th Sankalp of Shamvila Divas, applied to strengthen India's constitutional values. So, the 11th Sankalp of Shamvila Divas in India are commitments to uphold constitutional values and strengthen democracy. This resolution has always been highlighted in the celebration of the Constitutional Day held on the 26th of November each year, though there is no official release of the 11th Sankalp. Today I'm elaborating my thoughts on the common themes that align with the spirit of the Indian Constitution. Firstly, respect of the Constitution. The Constitution of India, the law of the land, must be respected by every citizen, irrespective of their caste, be the rich politician or be the beggars along the roadside. Everyone should abide by the Constitution. And secondly, democratic principles. Every citizen of India should participate in decision making and democracy making of India. Be it casting your votes, be it participating in election, or be it participating in campaign, you should do a practical of what democratic principles require us to do. And thirdly, fundamental rights and duties. We often brag about our rights, but never our duties. So it is important to know that the rights and duties goes hand in hand together, and we cannot encourage one and neglect the other. And fourthly, unity and integrity of India. Unity is the backbone of every developed country, and so in order to maintain unity, we youths are very important. And secularism. India is a secular country where every religion is neither favored nor outcasted. So it is important to know that if we maintain secularism, it will be undoubtedly true that India would be a developed country by its 100-year anniversary. And there are certain other points such as the environmental protection, self-reliances, empowering weaker section, and eradicating corruption, and national building through education. And the last point is one of the very important point, that is nation building through education. Through education, people are aware of our rights and duties and whatever. So it is important that we youths are prepared for the upcoming development that we will face if we have unity together. Thus, the 11th Sankalp aim to reinforce India's commitment to democracy, justice, liberty, and equality, and vision by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and our constitutional frameworks. And if we youths are join hand in hand together to make this a reality, then truly India will become a developed country by its 100-year anniversary. Thank you.
Good person. This northern district, so you have to introduce where you come from, okay? We are just mentioning about the northern district only, so you introduce where you come from.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our respected judges and my fellow competitors. My name is Bharat. I come from the district of Vikshit. My topic for today's presentation, the 11th Sankalp of Sambhila Divas, a pledge to strengthen India's constitutional values. First of all, what is Sambhila Divas? A constitutional day. We also call it a national law day. It is celebrated on 26th November every year. In 2024, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi introduced 11th Sankalp to reaffirm India's commitment to the constitution and nation building. Since we only got 3 minutes for our presentation, I will not be commenting on that. 11th Sankalp specifically, but I will put it this way. Every person that present here today, do you ever get a thought of wanting to be something? Wanting to be someone that can make a change. Do you ever have the question to be someone that can make a difference? And through this pledge, we got the opportunity to be something. The pledge emphasizes unity, equality, and national progress. So the things that you consider small can be a big changes for our beloved India in the future. These pledges remind citizens of their duties and rights. Through these pledges, we are committed to our constitutional ideals, upholding the principles of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Now, what if I ask you a question saying, what is India? India is a place, a country, a nation. Yes, but what makes it a place, a country, and a nation? It is the people. It is you and I. And as humans, we have our own perspective in life. We have our own morals and values and our principles. And to come together, we need this constitution. Because as humans, we empathize. The constitution is our guiding light. By following this 11 circle, we honor the sacrifice of our great leaders. Let's pledge to uphold these values and contribute to India's future. Jai Hind.
Now we call upon Lakshya Puya Rente from Mali, Northern District. And next is Lal Long Oma. And after that, Lal Wan Zuara Simon. Time to get ready.
Okay, just before you start your speech, I just want to be very clear that the warning you receive is 2.5 minutes. It does not mean your time is up, it's the first warning, alright? So don't be confused. After the first warning, you still have 30 seconds to conclude your speech. Is it clear?
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Esteemed judges and my fellow participants. My name is Rashid Puya, and I will be speaking on the topic of the journey, 75 years of the Indian Constitution, a journey of rights, duties, and progress. I am from Kosi district. Last year, we celebrated the 75th anniversary of the Constitution Day, or Samvidhan Diwas. Despite all the challenges, the Indian Constitution has withstood the test of time. First, I would like to get into the historical context. In December 9th, 1946, the Constituent Assembly of India was formed to draft the Indian Constitution. They took 2 years, 11 months, 18 days to draft the most comprehensive, detailed, and in fact, the longest constitution ever written. They took provisions from South Africa, UK, USA, France, and many other countries as well. The Constitution values the principles of justice, equality, liberty, and fraternity. In the past 75 years, the Indian Constitution has been a beacon of hope. It has given the citizens of this nation the voice to vote in this nation. It has given us the right to vote, especially for women's rights. The Constitution has been the champion of women's fight against inequality and discrimination. Therefore, the Constitution is not perfect. However, it has laid the framework and the groundwork for the citizens' rights and their justice and their freedom. But rights without duties is not enough, as we all know. The Constitution reminds us in Part 4A of the Indian Constitution that our rights are inseparable from our responsibilities. Our youth, our young people, us, we must lead this charge and this progress and make sure that the Constitution is represented and shown in our daily lives in order to create a society where everyone is equal and everyone is equal before the law and the Constitution. In conclusion, I would like to say that the Constitution is not just a document of laws, it is a living document. In the words of Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, at the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
now let us call upon the Lord.
Though we became a republic on the 26th of January 1950, the final approved constitution was introduced and passed in the Constituent Assembly on the 26th of November 1949. This was initially known as National Law Day, but it is now popularly celebrated as National Constitution Day. We're waiting to the Honorable Chief Guest, respected judges, esteemed dignitaries, and my fellow participants. My name is Lalo Oma, a representative and a resident of the District of Malin. Now, 75 years is a remarkably long period of time, particularly because, in a study conducted by Professor Tom Ginsberg from the University of Chicago, he studied all written constitutions from the year 1879 and came to a certain conclusion. The average lifespan of a constitution is 17 years. Now, it is significant in itself that a constitution can hold a country this large, a country as diverse, as different in religion, language, and culture for this long. The same constitution, which is not just a legal document, but the soul of our nation, embodying the ideals of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is the foundation upon which the world's largest democracy stands tall, which leads me to my second point that on the 21st of February 1948, the first draft of the Constitution was introduced, containing 240 clauses and target schedules, which made it the longest constitution in the world. That was 77 years ago. Currently, the Constitution of India holds a preamble, 448 articles divided into 25 parts, and 12 schedules. The same 75 years has changed both the socio-economic and political landscape of the country. This evolution has been marked by amendments, judicial interpretations, and the evolution of rights, duties, and progress. Over time, rights such as the fundamental rights, directive and socio-economic rights have evolved, which could be seen as an example with the addition of Article 17, that is the evolution of untouchability. Articles 19 to 22, rights to freedom, and Article 32, that is the right to constitutional remedies. Over time, the journey of fundamental duties in India has evolved from being non-existent in 1950 to being symbolic in 1976 to increasingly emphasizing governance and public disclosure from the year 2000 onward. Once still not legally enforceable by law, they are seen as essential for a responsible and participatory democracy. The Indian Constitution has evolved from a rigid framework to a living document, adapting to social, economic, and technological innovations. While it has upheld democracy and inclusivity, future challenges will require further innovation in governance, right protection, and justice delivery. The next phase of progress will focus on balancing individual freedom with national security, technology, and sustainability. My fellow citizens, let us take pride in our Constitution, cherish its values, and work tirelessly to uphold its ideals. Together, let us build a nation that truly embodies justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Una, little ones on a silent.
Everyone, good afternoon to you all, respected judges and my dear doctor. I am Norman Joseph from Government Policy College. Today, I'm going to talk about the 75-year of Indian Constitution, journey of rights, duties, and progress. Firstly, the Constitution of India is the longest constitution and was adopted in 26 November 1949 with the help of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and his comrade, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the member of the drafting committee. The Constitution came into force in
26 January 1950 with 395 articles, 22 parts, and 8 figures. Secondly, the journey of rights within Part 3 of the Indian Constitution, Article 12 to 35, which conclude 6 fundamental rights. Number 1, right to equality, right to freedom, right to against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. On the other hand, right fundamental duties is in Part 4A of the Indian Constitution, Article 51A, which are moral obligation of citizens toward the nation, which respecting the Constitution and include promoting harmony, but not enforceable to the court. Fundamental rights and duties are interrelated and cannot live without each other. So, why Constitution is important? Constitution is important because it establishes the framework of governance, uphold the rule of law, protect fundamental rights, and ensure accountability. It prevents abuse of power and promoting participation of citizens. If there is no constitution, the country will descend into chaos, lawlessness, and accountability, which will lead to the breakdown of the constitution, economic stability. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar also once said that Constitution is not mere document. It is a vehicle of life. Its spirit is always the spirit of age. To conclude my presentation, I would like to say that the Indian Constitution is a big one of democratic value and social justice by addressing challenges and safeguarding institutions. The nation ensures that the Constitution will guide its progress for the upcoming generation. Thank you.
So, now let me call upon the next participants. Lennon Moy from Mamit, Northern District.
Be the change that we wish to see the world. Words from the Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Good afternoon to you all, respected juries, and distinguished guests, and all of the other students. My name is Lennon Moy, and I'm a student of Government Girls College, which I'm very proud of. Today, I'm so honored to be here speaking up on the topics of 75 years of Indian Constitution, the journey of rights, duties, and progress. Last year, November 26, the Indian Constitution was celebrated for the 75th years, formally by the President, Prime Minister, and other dignitaries, with the theme of Hamara Swavidhan, our Constitution, our pride, which serves a lot of upholding for the institution of the Indian values and promote unity and harmony and inspire future generations. Indian Constitution was established it effectively came up in January 26, 1950, which is marked as Republic Day by drafting committee, which is chaired by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And it established India as a sovereign republic country. We know that India is a numerous country in cultures, language, traditions, and also it's a secular country, we know that, right? Because of that, just a lot of contributions between the Indian people has discrimination, inequality, injustice. But after the Constitution was established, everything comes so smooth. There has been equality, and we also have the individual rights, which is fundamental rights under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. Article 1235. Equality, right to equality, right to freedom, right to education, right to freedom of speech and expression, which is the reason why I stand right here in front of you. And the responsibility we have to protect and defend our country, to promote harmony and unity, and to preserve our rich heritage culture. Even so, do you ever think like there's something which can be more progressive future that our country or the people can do? Of course I do. I wanted to request all of the students here to be invested in this role, to be in this section, to be a part of it. Without you, it is no. Without you, there is no future. Without you, there is no India. So please, don't reject these opportunities. Do not hesitate to strive for it. And I wanted to make, don't hesitate to strive for it, and don't let your capabilities die out of nothingness. India needs us, and India needs you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Lama anda foreigner nurse the Indian Army Mizorm the Janapui China and guide China in formula tempo in 200 Indian Zampuna in holiday in Hun Ora Mizorm Youth Commission he knows of so central service tung te in lo omani chuan ano yawa ma second share to chu NCERT level class 10 class 12 abi khatia koi mo en ni tha an soi tu a chuan Mizorm Youth Commission yan library an ya amala ma hey NCERT level hi da phong dan pong nan da me ni tha an soi fokani and Samir Guru. Are you all? Sure, Samir Guru. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone present here, especially our esteemed judges, my fellow participants, and all those who given your time to come here. Today, I'm going to talk about the 17 years of Indian Constitution, the journey of rights, unity and progress. As we all know, India came a long way after the British rule. The British divided us in many parts and left us alone. At that time, we got many great leaders coming out through, working hard. But there was a man named the Premier of that time who got the idea to make a constitution, to make some rights for the fellow Indians for his own country. With the help of Dr. General Prasad, they both had a loving spirit for our country. They paved the way for our constitution today. The four founders of the constitution seized the dream for a diverse environment to live together. For 75 years of India has gained its respect worldwide among many countries now, and now making it as the top 5 largest economic countries, thanks to our constitution, because it has helped in many developments as well as changing people's mindset in it. By far, it is no doubt that India has still many steps to take in achieving greater positions. So, to achieve that great positions, who have to take the first step? It's us, no one else can take steps. So let us wake up now and move forward. Look to our constitution and rights. The people of this country take the responsibility following the footsteps which are left by our great leaders before. We have forgotten many great leaders in the past many years, especially in peace. So, for conclusion, I would like to say, we have the longest written constitution, and we are very proud of it till date. And the constitution carries many different thoughts, cultures, religions together, blending in the river. With this statement, "Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat," which means one India, great India. Let us all get together to make a Vikshit Bharat, which means develop India. Thank you.
Now we call upon Sukanya Thapa. Sukanya Thapa, so.
My warm greetings, respected dignitaries, and my fellow competitors present here today. My name is Sukanya Thapa, and I am a fellow scholar from Policy College. And today my topic is the 11th Sankalp of Samvidhan Divas, a pledge to strengthen India's constitutional values. The 11th Sankalp of Samvidhan Divas is the 11th resolution of the Constitution Day, when, during the Constitution debate, marking 75 years of Indian Constitution, which was around December 14, 2024, Prime Minister Narendra Modi presented 11 resolutions. Those 11 resolutions in the bias in the speech, those 11 resolutions of Vikshit Bharat. So what are these resolutions? These resolutions include fulfillment of duties, inclusive development, freedom from corruption, respect for the rule of law, freedom from the slave mentality, end to dynastic politics, respect for the institution, constitution, protection of reservation, women-led development, state-led development, and lastly but not the least, united and superior India. These 11 resolutions promote, strengthen India's constitutional values, promote national progress, and foster a sense of responsibilities among all the citizens of India. It reflects Prime Minister Narendra Modi's implemented vision at grassroots level. This resolution includes such prioritized issues such as poverty, healthcare, women empowerment, and agricultural reforms. So, us, with our collective efforts, with our youth power, our power, I am certain that we will achieve this. I am certain that with these resolutions will bring positive changes to the lives of every Indian, ensuring that the nation celebrates its centenary as a developed India.
So now let us call the next Caroline Leonard White Kwame Idol.
भारतीय संविधान के 75 वर्षों की प्राप्ति. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the chief architect of our constitution, once said,
that the Constitution is not just a mere lawyer's document. It is a vehicle of life, and its spirit is always the spirit of the age. These words remind us that our Constitution is not just an ink on paper. It is the spirit of our democracy and the voice of our people, and the foundations of our nations is being developed. Respected judges and my dear friends, I am Carolina Shmatwangi from Sertsi, and my nodal district is Mizorm. And today, as we celebrate the 75th glorious years of this incredible journey, a journey that just not saved lives, but a journey that saved thousands of laws, that made it united. Our fundamental rights are the beating heart of our democracy. The right to equality ensures that no voice is silenced, and the right to freedom of speech allows us to express, to question, to grow. But while rights empower us, duties define us. The fundamental duties introduced by the 42nd Amendment in 1976 remind us that we are not just the beneficiaries of our democracies, but its custodians. And as we strive to build a Vikshit Bharat, we remember that these visions will not be realized by the policies alone, but by the every contributions of every citizen. And as our government has brought out the 11 resolutions which will ensure that India is a corruption-free, poverty-free, united, healthy, educated, and so on. Each of these aspirations echoes the core principles of our Constitution. They remind us that our journey is not yet complete, and that the promise of the Constitution is still unsolving, and that we have a duty to carry this legacy forward. The journey of our Constitution is the journey of India itself, the story of resilience, transformations, and a bold and a boundless hope. Let us stand together, not just as a citizen, but as a change makers. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Dhanyavad.
Respected judges, my dear friends, 75 years ago, on November 26, 1949, India made a historic commitment to uphold justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Our Constitution, drafted under the leadership of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, became the foundation of the largest democracy in the world. It is because of the equality bestowed by our Constitution that I, Mariana Wakui of Aizal Model District, a tribal girl belonging to a religious minority, could stand before you today and enjoy the same rights and opportunity as a young man my age. And today, I am proud to say that India stands strong. The third largest economy, a space war and global leader. All because of the values enshrined in our Constitution. But rights alone do not build a nation. They must be balanced with duties. Over the past 25 years, India has transformed from a newly independent nation to a global powerhouse. From economic reforms to technological advancement, we have come a long way. Our Constitution has guided us through crises and victories alike. But my dear friends, progress is not just about economic growth. It is about social justice, about ensuring that no Indian is left behind. It is about empowering women, uplifting the marginalized, and eradicating discrimination. It is about not just demanding right, but also fulfilling our duties to our country, our environment, and our fellow citizens. The future is in our hands. Our Constitution has guided us for 75 years. However, the future of the Constitution depends on us. As Dr. P.R. Ambedkar warned, however good a Constitution may be, if those who implement it are not good, it will prove to be bad. So I ask you, are we upholding its values? Are we fulfilling our duties? Let us not just celebrate the Constitution. Let us live by it. Because the future of India is not written in history books. It is written by us. हमारा संविधान, हमारा स्वाभिमान. जय हिंद. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. These words from the preamble of our Constitution are not just ideals, they are the very soul of our great nation. So, respected judges and dear friends, it is with great pride today that I, Bharat of Aizon Model District, a true citizen of that very great nation, stand before you to reflect on an extraordinary journey, a journey of rights, duties, and progress. 75 years ago, our nation was reborn. We were free, yet fragile. We were independent, yet uncertain. And that came with the Constitution, the unbreakable foundation of our democracy. It gave every Indian, you and me, a voice, an identity, a future. The directive principles of state policy serves as a blueprint for progress, a real guiding principle towards the attainment of Vikshit Bharat, a developed nation free from poverty, rich in education, driven by innovation, and committed to upholding the dignity of every citizen. Our fundamental rights empower us, but they also remind us that rights and duties must go hand in hand. The right to education, right to work, and right to information have strengthened our democracy, showing that an informed and educated citizenry is the foundation of a developed nation. Dear friends, it is this Constitution which has stood firm through wars, through crisis, through political storms. It was tested, it was questioned, but it never failed us. And yet, my friends, we must ask ourselves, we demand justice, but do we stand for it? We demand equality, but do we practice it? We demand freedom, but do we respect it? We expect the nation to progress, but we do not ask, what have we done for it? So today, let us pledge to defend democracy, pledge to protect our rights, pledge to perform our duties, pledge to make this country not just great, but just, fair, and truly free for all. Because what we do today will shape our tomorrow. Let us rise, let us act, and let us pledge to make this country not just great, and let us pledge to become a Vikshit Bharat, our Constitution and vision. Jai Hind. Five years ago, a promise was made, not by one person, not by one leader, but by an entire nation. A promise that every voice matters, every right is protected, and every citizen is equal. Respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and my fellow young leaders, I am Bharat from Cycle. It is an honor to stand before you today to commemorate the 75 years of our Constitution, a milestone that reflects the journey of our democracy and the enduring legacy of our founding principles. As we reflect on this profound journey, I am moved by the words of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who remind us that democracy is not merely a form of government. It is primarily a mode of associated living. Our Constitution gave us rights: the right to speak, to live freely, and to dream without fear. And I, a girl from a small town, stand before you today as a living embodiment of these rights. Our Constitution not only gave us rights, but also duties to respect, to protect, and to contribute. The nation rises not just by what it guarantees its people, but by what its people give back. So today, let us not only remember our Constitution, but live it. When you raise your voice against injustice, you live the Constitution. When you choose honesty over corruption, you live the Constitution. When you see no religion, caste, or gender, only a fellow Indian, you live the Constitution. The strength of India lies not just in its law, but in the character of its people. Think of how far we have come. From a newly independent nation to a global leader in science, technology, and democracy. From worshipping Moon and Mars to landing on Moon and Mars. But let us remember that a true progress is not measured in economic growth or technological advancement. It is about how we ensure that every Indian, from the richest to the most vulnerable, feels a sense of belonging. As we reflect on these 75 years of our Constitution, let us take a pledge, not just in word, but in action, to be the protectors of our Constitution. Let us not only read about democracy, but participate in it. Let us not expect change, but be the change. Let us work together to build a Vikshit Bharat. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Brigitte lên phải sang đi muốn đề em lên sạc xóa là muốn đề
Greetings to you all, ladies and gentlemen, respective teachers and judges, and to the Ministry of Youth Affairs for giving me a chance to show and share my enthusiasm for this country. My name is Bharat from Sepo, NYK. The 11th Sankalp of Samvidhan Divas, which we call the nation, the constitution, is a pledge to honor the Constitution. It is a pledge to know more knowledge of the Constitution, and it is a pledge which helps us having unity among the nation. Today I'm going to share about what is the emergence, the immediate needs of this Samvidhan Divas in our society. Today, as we look at our Constitution, we know that our Constitution is a well-structured, a very well-prepared Constitution. But the thing is that we don't know what is inside our Constitution. Especially for teenagers like us, youth like us, we know what
K-pop, we know what Taylor Swift had wrote in their lyrics, but we don't know what is inside our constitution. As today, as we look on this pledge, it tells us to uphold the democratic values, it tells us to uphold the constitutional values, and it tells us to uphold the fundamental rights and duties, how important it is and how indeed we are in this situation in our society. As we know, if we take a look at of this pledge, we see the prevention of discrimination, prevention of violent action. As we look on our neighboring states, we see a dispute among Manipuri and Bukit, a dispute between many states in terms of, this racial discrimination, in terms of boundary discrimination. So today, it is by seeing those things, it is so clear that we are in need of this prevention of discrimination, prevention of violent action, which is there in our pledge. Also, by seeing on the political condition of our state, political condition of our country, we can see that how urgent we need of this zero tolerance of corruption, zero tolerance of this corruption. Also, as we look, as the chief guest of today had said, as we look onto the assembly sessions of these upcoming days, we see that many discussions, many questions have been asked for the development of this country, of this state. But sometimes it is hard to think that those arguments, those questions, it is hard to say that it is for the development of the country, it is for the development of this nation. As you know, when Mahatma Gandhi and many leaders of our nationalists preach about to love our country, to develop, only it helps us, to think of others, but not ourselves. As we see in this pledge, we see the equality which is there in the Article 18, we see justice which is there in Article number 35, national unity and integration. By seeing those pledges, the main thing which this pledge tries to say is that this equality justice is not forming the rules. It is a mentality, it's a thinking process that if we have all those equality justice, we will have the success of our country. Thank you.
Ti Lalangwati Lule.
I would like you all to imagine a country with no rights, no laws, no duties, and no progress for its people. Chaos will rule. That is exactly the reason why 75 years ago, our founding fathers gave us the most powerful gift, that is the Constitution of India. Respected jury, my dear fellow participants, and all individuals present within this room, greetings. My name is Dila Rewati, a student of Pune Government College, studying BSc Botany, representing the Rural District. And today, I will briefly walk you through the momentous journey of the 75 years of the Constitution, a journey of rights, duties, and progress. The Indian Constitution, adopted on November 26, 1949 and enacted on December 26, 1950, emerged from the collective vision of the Constituent Assembly, comprising 284 members. It endeavored to craft a document that would serve as the bedrock of this magnificent nation. The preamble stands as a testament to these aspirations. The fundamental rights enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution refer to a set of essential liberties and entitlements guaranteed to every citizen by the Constitution of India. These rights are called fundamental because they are superior to all laws, executive orders, and judicial decisions.
They protect citizens from arbitrary state actions and the establishment of an authoritarian and despotic rule in the country. For instance, 74 members of the parliament, that is 40%, elected to the 18th Lok Sabha, comprises women, reflecting increased participation. The right to education stated that the literacy rate in 2023 increased to a magnificent 77.7%, which can be credited to the right to education. While rights empower citizens, it is the duties that bind us to the collective goods. The fundamental duties is introduced under Article 51A in Part 4A of the Indian Constitution. It can be summarized as a set of moral and ethical obligations that citizens are expected to uphold towards the nation. The features of fundamental duties such as uphold Constitution, its ideas and national symbols are all meant to create a spirit of patriotism and ethos and ambience of citizenship. Its strength lies not in its enforceability by the police or the courts of law, but rather in its appeal to human nature in guiding the conduct of an Indian citizen. The directive principles of state policy have guided India's socio-economic progress, cultural and educational skill development, poverty elimination, and industrial growth. In the wise words of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the father of the Indian Constitution, the Constitution is not just a legal text, it is a movement that defines the soul of our nation. For a glorious 75 years, it has guided the nation through political, social, and economic transformations. This odyssey of rights, responsibilities, and evolution reflects India's transformation from merely an independent nation to a global democratic powerhouse. Samvidhan, Vikshit R. Samavashi, Bharat. Thank you.
Upon the next, Abigail Lensiani, Sampai.
Greetings everyone, my name is Abigail Lensiani, I'm in 6th semester Department of English, Government of Pai College, and representing Pai District. Today my topic is the 11th Central Board Samvidhan Divas, a pledge to strengthen India's constitutional values. Today, as we celebrate the Samvidhan Divas, we remember the day India adopted its constitution, a guideline of democracy, equality, and justice. But honoring the Constitution is not just about remembering its words, it's about living by its values. This is why the 11th Sankar or Samvidhan Divas serve as a pledge for every citizen to strengthen India's democracy foundation. This 11th Sankar reminds us to respect and uphold the Constitution, ensuring justice and fairness for all. Protect national unity, embracing diversity. Follow democratic values, allowing every voice to be heard. Ensure equality and social justice, so no one is left behind. Fulfill our fundamental duties, not just demand our rights. Promote gender equalities, making society of equal opportunities. Safeguard the environment, preserving it for future generations. Act with honesty and integrity, upholding ethical values. Respect all regions, fostering peace and harmony. Encourage scientific thinking and innovations, driving India's progress. Serve the nation in ways big and small to contribute to its growth. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar once said, however good a constitution may be, if those who implement it are not good, it will prove to be bad. These Sankar are not just ideas, they are actions that shape our nation. So on these Samvidhan Divas, let's pledge to embody their values in our daily lives. Let's be responsible citizens, uphold justice, and work towards a stronger, united, and progressive India. Thank you.
Poma Bon Poma Champai.
Honorable judges, fellow participants in this matter, very good afternoon to you all. Today I am very proud and honored to speak on a very topic that defines the essence of our democracy. 75 years of the Indian constitutions, majority to right, duty and progress. I am David Wangura and I am representing Champai, the magnificent heart of Mizorm. About 75 years ago, India adopted its constitutions in January 26, 1950 and came into function. And this is not just a mere law, it is a hope for millions and it turns into reality under the vision of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. This law has given us rights that reminded us of fundamental duties. These fundamental duties have given us the right to equality, justice, and freedom. The right to education is all of every children access to knowledge, and the right to equality breaks the abolitions of untouchabilities and discriminations. The right to constitutional remedies protects us from any injustice. These laws are not just a mere word, they are lives. And they abolish discriminations, women empowerment, and free speech. But rights alone cannot sustain any democracy. With great rights come with great responsibilities. And these rights help us to protect. These rights help us to remind our duties, the fundamental duties which was adopted by the 42nd Amendment of 1976, which urged us to protect the country, protect our environment, and uphold our brotherhood and harmony. Over the 75 years, India emerges as a global force and having peaceful transitions of power from the green revolutions to digital revolutions.
Right to freedom, right to equality, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. Each and every one of us has the right to fight for our freedom. No one is born to be a slave. No one is born to be someone's mate. No one is born to be looked down on, and that's why we have our very right to fight for our freedom and our equality. One of the things that make me happy and really make me appreciate our country is that in October 2023, a 5-judge Constitution bench of the Supreme Court unanimously declined to recognize same-sex marriages. I think this is very important because these days same-sex marriages have been really popular, or LGBTQ or something like that. I think that is really bad, and some people are promoting this kind of thing, some nations also. And I ask my fellow students who all came here to not to promote this kind of thing and not to participate in this kind of thing. And let us talk about our fundamental rights. The fundamental duties. Our fundamental duties. The purpose of behind this creation is that the fundamental duties of every citizen is that we should realize the first is to defend the country and promote harmony of the nation. Indian fundamental duties including abiding by the Indian Constitution, respecting or reflect, keeping a sense of respect for the national anthem, and protecting public property. And for conclusion, as India celebrates the 75 years of its constitution, the Constitution of India stands as a testament to the aspiration of a diverse and vibrant society embodying principles of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. This journey has not just been about governance but also about the evolution of democratic ethos, resilience in the face of challenges, and the relentless pursuit of inclusive growth. Thank you.
Greetings everyone, my name is Nanpetu and I'm representing Shanghai district. And it is a great honor to stand before you today and speak about 75 years story of our institution. 75 years ago, a group of visionaries set down to draft the most important document for our nation, the Indian Constitution. The dreams of millions were put into words and the foundation of our democracy was laid. And today we are those leaders of that legacy. Because in this country we have the right to speak, learn, or dream, unthinkable, right? Thanks to our fundamental rights, every Indian citizen has the right to speak, to say their own things and fight against injustice. The right to speak of our thoughts, to express any faith, and to break barriers. This Indian Constitution is not just a legal provisions. It is the identity of our Indian citizens as freedom. We often ask ourselves, what are my rights? How often do we ask, what are my duties? Can a nation progress if its citizens only demand that neighbor contribute? And it is why our Constitution not only grant us fundamental rights, but also remind us of our fundamental duties. Respecting the nation, protecting its unity, preserving its culture. These fundamental duties are not just obligations. They are a foundation of a strong and responsible nation. A great nation is built not just by its law but by the action of its people. For 75 years, our Constitution has been the guiding light of our democracy. From abolishing discrimination to empowering the marginalized, from upholding fundamental rights to adapting the changing times to progressive amendments. Our Constitution has not just remained a document, but has evolved as the heartbeat of our nation. So, what makes our Constitution truly special is its ability to evolve with time. With every amendment and reforms, it has ensured no citizen is left behind. And lastly, as we celebrate this milestone, we must ask ourselves, what will be the next 75 years of life? The Constitution has given us the freedom to speak, the right to live with dignity, and the freedom to say our own things. But what will you give back? Will you protect our democracy? Will you be the one who strengthens our democracy, or the one who takes it for granted? The answer to these questions will be found in the next 75 years. So let's not just celebrate.
Next, Bharat, Shanghai.
Greetings to respected judges and my fellow participants. My name is Bharat and I'm representing the district of Shanghai. So I'm going to talk about the topic of 75 years of Indian Constitution, a journey of right, duties, and progress. 75 years ago, our nation, fresh from the struggle of freedom, was gifted as treasure, and that treasure is our Constitution. And it isn't just a set of rules. It is a dream. It is a promise for us Indians. It is a declaration that us Indians will decide our own future and fate. It is a protection of ourselves. It is our freedom and it is our right. And our leader, brave and wise, they wanted to build an India. An India where each and every one of us have a chance to live a good life. An India where no matter what you came for or what we believe in, we will be treated with respect. So for that, Let us work together. Let us help those who are struggling. Let us speak out against unfairness. And let us show the world our unity. Although we are not related by blood, we are through our nations. So let us look each other like a family. Let us treat each other like a family. And let us love each other like a family. And lastly, our journey is rough. There's no denying that. But it is a great one. We have built cities, industries, we even sent rockets into space. We achieved robust democracy. We achieved many things like significant economic growth and increasing social inclusion. We achieved all those processes. We will achieve all those progress, and we'll continue to do so better and better each and every day. And for conclusion, let us Indians live by the idea of our constitution. Let us show the world our strength of unity. Let us show the kindness of our heart, and let us show the world the spirit of ourselves and the great deal of faith. Jai Hind and thank you.
Thank you so much. The next is
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vikshit, and I'm representing Sampai District. And greetings, my fellow delegates, and especially the judges for this function. Today, I will be giving a speech on about the 75 years of Constitution, rights, duties, and progress. Firstly, the Constitution itself is a living document, developing itself and amending its own body parts by following the current situation of the world in terms of religion, caste, and even artificial intelligence and other software systems. Firstly, since the Constitution from its date of amendment has been re-amended for 106 times, towards following its flexibility and only in terms of looking after its citizens, from those located to the most urbanized state to the most remotest area throughout the country, by providing a free education to all the citizens of India till the age of 14 years. This ensures that the Constitution itself looks after its own citizens in terms of development and several other aspects. Secondly, I would like to talk about the seat reservations of the Union Public Service Commissions for those who are under the category of the persons with disabilities. The UPSC has reserved 4% of its total seats for those in the persons with disabilities to serve for the country in the central service and all India services. This ensures that all the citizens of India, no matter the such disabilities in terms of mentality and body, they can all serve towards shaping the country and even the constitution to become a more greater and greater after several years and even decades. And lastly, some technological progress like technological governance through DigiLocker and even Aadhaar card, UPI, and several other softwares. Security restrictions, especially at the airport, require Aadhaar card and other identifications of being a citizen of India. But if anyone doesn't have his or her hard copy of Aadhaar or the voter ID, anyone can enter the airport by using a DigiLocker. And lastly, I would like to conclude my speech by providing a motivation to all the citizens of India to serve and act for the development of the Constitution and even to participate in every aspect of developing the country towards giving a developed India and Vikshit Bharat. Thank you.
Small town girl standing in front of me, enjoying my freedom of speech. Today, I will share my opinion on the topic 75 years of the Indian Constitution, a
Very good afternoon to our dear members and special guests and my fellow participants. This is Mizorm representing from Bharat district. On 26 January 1950, India stepped on a new journey to become a democratic republic, socialist and secularist nation. And under Part 3, Article 1235, it guarantees us 6 fundamental rights. So, when it comes to right, how can I talk about us, the lower case? Our right to equality protect us and prohibit the discrimination we face. And also, it provides us equal opportunities in education, employment, and also, it gives us a chance to participate in governance and learning. And Draupadi Murmu, the first ever tribal women to become 15% of India, it proves that our right to equality is hugely beneficial for the lower case. And talking to our fundamental duties, our constitution is like our mother, and it is the guiding light for India's development. And it gives us the duties like to protect our environment, to preserve our composite culture, and also to promote brotherhood and abide by the Constitution. When we fulfill our duties, we become the strength of this nation. And also, when talking about our other rights, like right to freedom of religion. Our right to freedom of religion, majority religious group has attacked us, minority religious group like Muslim and Christian, but no action was taken against us. And our religious freedom is deteriorating. And secondly, our right against exploitation. Human trafficking is still prominent in this country. Women, men, and children are trafficked for diverse reasons. And we need to enforce stricter laws. And lastly, I want to say that it is my duty and it is your duty to protect our country and preserve our culture. And also, let's work together to make India proud and welcome. Thank you so much.
Greetings everyone. My name is Bharat and I'm representing Bharat. Today I'm going to give a speech on the topic, the 75 years of the Indian Constitution, a journey of right, duties and progress. So first of all, what's the Indian Constitution? 75 years ago, the soul of our republic, the Indian Constitution was adopted. It is the foundation of our nation that guides us towards unity, development and what makes India today. The Indian Constitution is the supreme law of our country. So what principle does this powerful Constitution uphold? Having great vision for a better India, the Indian Constitution is drafted to uphold justice, liberty, equality, and last but not least, fraternity. It guarantees fundamental right to all each citizen without any discrimination, which makes India a beautiful land where every citizen is valued. Talking about our rights, we also need to know that as a citizen, we have our duties, the fundamental duties. It asks that we should respect the national flag, promote harmony, protect the environment, and all. So we must remember that rights and all rights and duties always go hand in hand. Today, as we complete 75 years, what's important is that we should not stop in this stage, and we should not be satisfied by this development. There's still a long way to go, and we must work harder for our future progress. And we must realize that the Indian Constitution depends on the citizen. So for concluding my speech, let us remind ourselves of the guiding principles that unite us all. The rule of the Indian Constitution. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all each citizen justice,
social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith in worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring dignity of individual, and unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, we hereby adopt and give to ourselves this Constitution. Let us pledge ourselves to uphold these values and make sure that the next 75 years will be more glorious. Thank you.
Busaki Azon.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Bharat, Northern District, Aizol. Let me start my speech with a question. What value does the Indian Constitution hold to everyone present here today? Is it the basic core of India's strength as an independent nation? Is it the main catalyst for the survival of India in this world of ever-growing economy? Or rather, just a body of fundamental principles that we Indians bluster about in the presence of other developed nations? If the latter is the state of the majority, then, respected dignitaries, I am in utter dismay. Because the father of the Indian Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and the rest of the drafting committees do not work off their blood, sweat, and tears for their people, to disregard the value of their constitution, to lay attached on pages on Google, even though only one click away, it never sees the face of a genuine young Indian open the link and pledge to value the constitution, but only to copy and paste for an assignment too. Considering that we certainly regard and value our constitution, then why is our fundamental duties being disregarded in terms of promoting the spirit of harmony and brotherhood amongst all the people of India, and renounce any practices that are derogatory towards women, which certainly, in my opinion, is not alive today. Because on the 21st of March, a nerve-gripping horror flooded the news of India, where a blood-covered body of a youth in Jamshedpur was discovered in a school located in Gurwar Singh. Derogatory practices against women. The fact that the Kerala High Court cautions police against believing women blindly proves why Vikshit Bharat includes women amongst the four pillars. Today, this much youth are coming together with esteemed, excellent concerns and remedies. However, as long as corruption prevails, best believe our reach will end along with this competition. Therefore, in order to value our constitution, in order to drive India into a Viksit Bharat, let us all, the youth of India, let's value and execute the 11th Sankalp of Samvidhan Divas represented by Prime Minister Modi ji. If not us, Indians, then who will? Thank you very much.
Emerson from the Mizorm Northern District.
Why were the 11th Sankalp of Samvidhan was introduced? Because a constitution is not just meant to be read, it is meant to be lived. Respected Speaker, esteemed dignitaries, and my fellow parliamentarians,
I am Mizorm representing the district of Aizawl. 75 years ago, our leaders gave us more than independence. They gave us a constitution, the very soul of our democracy. A constitution that guarantees equal rights, liberty, and justice for every citizen. But a constitution is only as strong as the people who uphold it. Laws can drive a nation, but only the will of its people can bring them to life. And that is why the 11th Sankalp of Samvidhan Divas was introduced, not as a word to recite, but as a commitment to act. And today, our act speaks louder than words. We pledge equality, yet caste, gender, and the religious discrimination still divide us. We pledge justice, yet 47 million cases remain pending in the court. We talk about women empowerment, yet 31% of our Indian women still suffer with domestic violence. We claim ourselves a developing nation, but 25 million children were still out of school. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not just statistics. They were a living proof that our constitutional values are being challenged every day. But a challenge is not a defeat. A democracy survives when its people refuse to stay silent. A constitution remains strong when its citizens choose to uphold it. That is why we should take the 11th Sankalp of Samvidhan Divas not just as a pledges, but as a duty to protect the soul of our nation. They remind us that equality is not a privilege, but is a right. That justice delayed is justice denied. In the words of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, I again quote, Constitution is not just a lawyer's document, but is a vehicle of life, I unquote. So I ask each and every one of us, will we let the 11th Sankalp be just words, or will we let them become a reality? Because the future of India is not written just in the constitution, but in the action of its people. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Aizawl, and after that we only have 3 contestants.
Greetings, respected judges and my fellow citizens, who all lived under the glorious provision of the longest constitution of the world, standing for Islam Rama, whom the Constitution recognized as ST under Article 342, and I will take pride in exercising my right to freedom of speech and expression today, and I will speak on 75 years of Indian Constitution, a journey of rights, duty, and expression. Have you ever wondered? India is often referred as unity in diversity, but what really binds us together? What binds us the Mizorm with the Punjabi? What binds the Tamil and the Khasi? Clearly, it is not our religion, culture, nor language, but it is the document that we have taken and given to ourselves on the 26th November of 1949. It is the Constitution that continued to stand for a very long period of 75 years. As we look on other countries such as Nepal, which has already changed our Constitution for 6 times, Sri Lanka for 4 times, and Pakistan for 2 times, but India has never changed our Constitution. The strength of Indian Constitution does not lie in its words and the rules, but in the diverse wisdom and representation. Indian Constitution was framed against the backdrop of horrific violence, driven by majoritarianism such as Jewish Holocaust, World War II, and atomic bombings. So, framers of our Constitution wanted to make sure that the Constitution where minorities are protected. Right from the very start, the Constituent Assembly ensures that each Indians are represented in its members, ensuring that every citizen has a say in how the nation should run. It even acknowledged women as its members. And against all odds, The chairman of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was a Dalit, and this could only signify that Indian constitution right from the very start only stands for equality and inclusivity. But in this journey of our constitution wasn't always smooth. There were times when our right to live and liberty were put in severe compromisation. But however, such compromisation were addressed by the 44th Amendment of the Constitution, ensuring that our right to live and liberty will remain intact even in times of national emergency. This nature of our Constitution to adopt and evolve according to the needs of the society is what makes it a living document with a soul. Our Constitution, with a balance of rigidity upon its basic structure and its flexibility, is what makes it right for 75 years. Through its existence of 75 years, our Constitution transformed India from a ravaged nation to a modernizing nation. But let us not forget the fundamental duties rendered upon us. It is our collective duty to uphold democratic values, and so that justice start from our heart and not from our Constitution, so that we may see our Constitution to its 100th anniversary, 150th or and up to a millionth anniversary. Thank you.
After that, we have India and BL confirmed that we will be completing our competition. Now we call upon the Prince Rajarate. Aizawl Northern District.
From being a nation and the mercy of the white colonizer for almost 2 entire centuries to becoming a nation that celebrates Independence Day every year, every August. From Robert Clive signing the Treaty of Allahabad in 1765 that propelled British control over India, to Dr. Rajendra Prasad's gentle but wrinkled hands signing that first signature on the Constitution, a symbol of hope for the people in 1950. And finally, from a young girl from the state of Nagaland, Rani Baiju, sentenced to life imprisonment for merely fighting for her freedom under British colonization, to the present, now, another young girl from another state of Northeast India, the beautiful state of Mizorm, exercising my right, my freedom of speech. Ladies and gentlemen, respected judges, my name is Mizorm from the district of Aizawl, and what a privilege it is to stand here among such brilliant minds to speak on the topic 75 years of the Indian Constitution, a journey of rights, duties and progress. When the Constitution was born 75 years ago, it was born from the blood, sweat and tears of our Indian martyrs and the citizens that believed that India could be a better place, a free place. Now, we are the living embodiment of Ambedkar's very vision. We have our rights to freedom, our rights to speech, our rights to dignity. But we must remember that rights without duties is merely like a song that has only been half sung. The Constitution often reminds us of the truth that we tend to ignore, that our freedom and our rights come from the flow of our responsibilities, our duties, to protect our forests, to fight corruption, to vote not just for our personal benefit, but for the street vendors, the single mothers, the pension soldiers. We must be a nation where we the people are aware not just of our rights, but of our duties towards each other as one people under one nation. And of course, India's progress ever since the birth of our Constitution has been undeniable. We are even dreaming of a Vikshit Bharat by the year 2047. But to this I ask, whose progress is this? When farmers still starve from poverty, when young girls from our capital in New Delhi still fear for their sexual safety every time they leave their own households, the Constitution demands that we must do better. And with that, I would like to address all my fellow youths in this room with this question. Will we be the generation that simply passively reads the preamble and bas khadam? Or will we be the generation that lives by it?
I very sincerely hope that as the sun sets in these 75 years, we become the generation that pledges that we will become the Constitution. Jai Hind and Jai Samvidhan. Thank you.
The Constitution is not just a mere lawyer's document. It is a vision of life, and its spirit is the spirit of age. These words of Dr. B. R. Ambedkar reminds us that the Constitution is not just a set of laws. It is the very heartbeat of our nation. A very good afternoon to one and all present here, respected judges and fellow delegates. Today, I, Zia, from ISO, stand before you all to talk about something that does not identify us as a nation, but as individuals. 75 years of the Indian Constitution, a journey of rights, duties, and progress. 26 January 1950, a day that did not just mark the birth of a new republic, but the rise of a new India, a nation that had broken off from the colonial rule, now standing strong on the foundation of justice, equality, liberty, and fraternity. It was a bold vision, one that promised every Indian, regardless of caste, creed, gender, or region, an opportunity to live with dignity and freedom. But as we celebrate 75 years of this great document, we must ask ourselves, have we truly upheld its values? 75 years ago, democracy was an experiment, and today it is our nation's greatest remedy. The right to education, freedom to all, these are not just words. They are the strongest pillars of our nation. From a fragile economy to one of the world's topmost countries. From an era where only few had the opportunity to voice, to an era where every Indian's voice matters. These are all the living testaments to India's growth. A shining example in this progress is our very own Northeast. A region that embodies culture, diversity, and determination. But while the Constitution gives us rights, it also calls upon us to fulfill our duties. The Constitution gives us all the right freedom of speech. But, ladies and gentlemen, are we using it responsibly? It promotes equality to everyone, but are we treating each other equally? Now, it is in our hands if we want to be the beneficiaries or the guardians of the Constitution. Because future of India is written in laws, it is written in our actions, our responsibilities, and our ideals to the values of the Constitution. And it will be as long as India rises up to become a Vikshit Bharat. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now,
Brothers and sisters, 75 years ago, on a day, soaked with blood and the sweat of our freedom fighters, the soul of India was etched onto paper. Our Constitution was just a document. It's a testament to every Indian, and a promise to every Indian. You will be equal, you will rise, you will be free. Today, we don't just celebrate ink and parchment, we celebrate us, the people who breathe life into these words. Honorable judges, dignitaries, and my fellow youth, my name is Will, I come from Pasco University College, Aizol. In the year 1947, India was a broken country, scourged by partition, yet united by dreams. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's eyes were weary, but his soul was never broken, drafting a constitution that would outlive empires, a constitution that declared no more untouchability, no more oppression. Article 17 just didn't erase chance. It gave life and dignity. And when our mothers and sisters demanded justice, Article 14 wrote, equal, always equal. And look how far we've marched, from begging sati to electing a woman president, from Fanny to cleaning the world, from bullock carts to Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan. Yet, we better listen to one. Because even our constitution is not a magic or a fairy tale. It was born in fire, drafted by hands that knew hunger, and debated by voices trembling with trauma. So I ask you, will you be the youth that reignite the flame, or will you let it die? Let's build an India where no mother sells our jewels for school fees, where no brother kills in the name of caste, and where the Constitution is not just in force, but in our heart. 75 years ago, our founders just didn't write our Constitution. They wrote our future. So ladies and gentlemen, will you rise with me today, not as bystanders, but as warriors of justice? This is our Constitution, our pride, our promise. Jai Hind, Jai Samvidhan.
It was really wonderful hearing all those speeches from young minds like you. It made me almost wish that I was young like you again, because when we are young like you, we do not have this kind of opportunities. So the kind of things we see in these things are only the one we see on television. But youth today, you are very lucky in the sense that you are able to have these kind of opportunities, not only at the district level, state level, but after today, you are going to have opportunity at the national level also. But since this is a competition, not all of you are going to be selected. So from the viewpoint of the judges, we have taken into consideration the various factors which we use for judging. So we just want to talk that in certain detail so that those of you who are going to participate in this kind of competition, not only at the national level for those who are selected, but for those of you who are not selected today, we feel that you will have more opportunities like this in future. So for your future preparation, we have just come up with certain points which we feel that you can better yourself. So the first one that I want to talk about is this kind of youth parliament means that you are rehashing or you are imitating the kind of debate that we see in assembly at the state level and parliament at the national level. Whenever you look at this kind of thing, we find that your behavior and the way you present yourself should be like you are participating in a real parliament. So because of that, I just make certain points. The first one is voice modulation. Suppose I talk to you in the same tone of voice the whole day. After the first 5 minutes, I think half of you may be dozing off. Because we have to modulate our voices. And how do we modulate our voices? We modulate our voices so that it will not be monotonous, it will not be boring, and it will catch the attention of the people. So some of you have very good modulation skill today, but some of you will have to practice a bit and try to make your voice more interesting. Not all of us are blessed with certain kind of voice, but we can still make our voice pleasant to hear and make it more strong in argument. And secondly, choices of words. If I'm not mistaken, I feel that some of you may have used ChatGPT, maybe Meta AI to generate your speech. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel that some of you have used that. there is nothing wrong in using AI, but the only thing is that when we use AI, it sounds a bit strange, it sounds a bit robotic. So whenever you use AI, you should try to humanize it, you should try to personalize it so that it feels like the kind of speech, the choice of word are coming from you. So there is a dictionary called Thesaurus, Dictionary of Antonyms and Synonyms. Whenever you're using AI, please look at Thesaurus to change the kind of words you're using so that it will not sound as if your speech was generated by a computer. And sentence construction, I have just said choices of word, and where do you pause? Some of you have paused in midway. Like for example, the sun is shining today. You should not say like that. The sun is shining today, so I'm having a good day. So there are certain English word construction where you have to pronounce the whole sentence in one breath. So if you do not do like that, then your speech is very difficult to listen to and it is not so convincing. So when you are talking, when you are presenting facts, when you are presenting your argument, make sure that you are saying the whole sentence at one go. In this respect, the boys, you have to prepare yourself better than the girls, because the girls, most of the girls, you are able to do this correctly, but some of the boys, we are not doing that. Then dress code. Today is today, but the next time we're having this kind of competition, dress code doesn't carry any mark. If you're dressing nicely, we are not giving you any mark. If you're dressing badly, we are not giving you any mark or bad mark like that. But the thing is, when your personal presentation is pleasing to the eye, then it creates a certain kind of ambience for the judges. So dress codes should be taken into consideration. Even though it may not carry any marks, the dress code is very important. Because, like I say, you should behave as if you are participating in the parliament. And in the parliament, you will not dress in your everyday clothes. Suppose you get invited to talk in the parliament, then I think you'll be dressed in a certain way. So, especially those who are going to be selected to participate at the national level, you make sure that your dress code. I'm not saying that you should be overly dressed, but dress code should be taken into consideration. And the second last one is speed of speech. Do you speak very fast? Do you speak very slow? I like to say myself that for a Mizorm boy, or let's say for a Mizorm, I speak a little faster than our normal people. But the thing is that when you speak too fast, sometimes it seems like you are out of breath, and that is not very pleasant to listen to. So you should try to modulate your voice as well as try to control your voice so that it is not slow, but at the same time, it is not as if it is very hurried. But you're going to participate in the national level, and where people speak much faster than they speak in Mizorm. So you should try to speak a bit faster, but not so fast that it is hurried. And another thing is, you should try to stick to the time limit. Because here, usually in this kind of competition, if you go over the time limit, then we always cut down the marks. So please try to, stick within the time limit. And the last one that I want to talk today is that how do you construct your argument? Let's go to the debate. Today we're talking about Constitution Day, and we're talking about Constitution. Some of you have talked about how Constitution is important. That is fine. But how do you construct that argument? Is the Constitution still relevant today? How do we make it relevant? You should come up with certain arguments. You should come up with certain points in how do you want to make the Constitution more, useful today, or if the Constitution is not working as you want it to be, how do you want the Constitution to work today? And how you as a citizen, or how you as a young person is going to make the changes. So in that, you should, of course, you should come out with facts and figure. But facts and figure, any person with a computer and with Google, we can get the facts and figure. But how do we construct your argument? How do we personalize that argument? That is the most important thing. So, in future debate also, or in future competition or speech competition like this, make sure that you always come out with certain arguments, and in that arguments, make sure that you give suggestions to them, because that is that is the whole purpose. You can recite all the articles in the Constitution today, but that will not win you any prize. You should say that this is the Constitution, these are the articles, and this is what is relevant today, and how can we make it more relevant? So that is how you construct your argument. So there are many other points to say, but let me end with that. But I want to congratulate all the participants today, because let me say that from the judge also, we are pleasantly surprised to hear certain kind of high quality speeches from the youth today, and we feel that Mizorm has a bright future. Thank you all.
Good evening, good afternoon. I think it's rather late in the evening. Good afternoon, everyone. It was a very well done competition. In the first place, I wasn't supposed to come here, be amongst you. But in the last minute, secretary of my department had requested me, and then after my TPC departmental promotion committee, I came running. I almost spoiled my shoe in the process. I almost came to myself hard. It was a very well-done competition. It was better than I expected, and we were just discussing among ourselves, how the judges, that if given a little bit of, how would I say, if we had a little bit of grooming, a little guidance, many of you have a very good chance of winning the national level. And for that, I don't know how our authorities can put here, and I don't know how they will decide. Let's hope the decision of the judges, before actually announcing the awards, let's see how it goes. And I have nothing more to add. The instructions and the push he has given you, I think nobody could say it better, and I will keep it at that. But when you go on the state level, it's going to be, see, even standing here, I'm a bit nervous among you guys, because we have some expectations. I mean, when you go on a stage, what I would like to say is that in my case, I am most nervous about myself, of course I am nervous about the people, but I am most nervous about what if I cannot convey what I think in my head. And sometimes I just go on stage, I just speak impromptu. Sometimes when you speak impromptu, in my case it comes out better. But when I prepare myself so much and think about who is paying attention, will it be affecting them, will they be taking if I see some people not listening or talking, then my spirit will be a bit up. But I don't think that should be what you are thinking when you stand on stage. And standing on stage, I have said, Puzara has said everything. So take that into consideration, take that into heart, and try to make it come out from your heart, come out from your own words. And I think that will get you so much farther. And all in all, today, I want to thank P. Mercy. She has been very instrumental in organizing. I have known her for a very long time. When I was in the district, Siaha, Lothai district, we have been in communication, we have been in coordination or organizing so many youth activities. And today, I want to take the opportunity to really thank her. She's a very big part of whatever youth programs that we have in the state as well as in the district. She has been at the center of it. For that, I thank you. And I know that she's a very busy person also. And I will end with saying that go home. Today is not the end of anything. You are young. You have your whole life ahead of you. You might even be a parliamentarian, a real parliamentarian. So take that with you. And I wish you the very best. Thank you so much coming from representing all other districts. I can understand how much you have prepared yourself, how much the effort they went into all the single sentence that you have voiced from here. I can just understand how much it goes into that.
So thank you for your effort in coming here, and wish you all the very best for your national endeavor. Thank you.
Kalau itu buat saya tu kalau yang punya tim like program punya misalnya sombongเลยนะครับกันหากมีคนฝากที่เราต้องมีความพยายามkalau itu buat saya tu kalau apa yangเราช่วยให้มี competition ถึงจะที่กระทรวงนี้ด้วยนะว่า NYC ถึงจะคอยได้คุณยิ่งแต่ตามกระทรวงกันได้แล้วก็ให้ district ช่องๆเป็นคนก็บอกว่าไอ้โซลาเนี่ยpolicy ว่าลุ่มเล็กเสียหายจำพายเห็นขนาดที่การ NYC นั้นดูหลายงานในเซ็นเตอร์ที่กันเนี่ยจน NYC อันนี้ที่มิโซจงกันอัสโลกันนั่นเรียกว่าที่จูกันหันตาเนี่ยชลายจริงคุยเองกันมาเนี่ยเวลาเราก็พบส่งไปที่ชลายกันเนี่ย就网站in归住 NYC Mizorm Youth Commission ที่อันนี้ที่ค่ะอาสับเป็นเราเชื่อตาเวลาที่กันว่าอาจารย์เก่งมานี่in 归เนี่ยเชื่อเราที่ Mizorm ชลายสิ่งนั้นกันตรงนี้นะเชื่อเกี่ยวกับกลุ่มจุฬานี่ค่ะอาจารย์พัน Mizorm Youth Commission นั้นก็องค์จันทร์สว่าให้ก็องค์นั่นเลยนะว่าอันไหนว่าจะเห็นตัวเป็น NYC ที่ชลายที่นั่นเชื่อเห็นตัวนี้มากันเลยนะชาวเด็กกันนี่ที่ค่ะกันตายอย่างที่ตาสละhey, tôi đã tôi thì international competition chúng ta tôi đã cần sẽ lấy lót xía nghe, chalai để cần trả chế cho lấy in cái gì à, cái gì bây giờ chúng mình đều chỉ đi cái nhà bây giờ chúng mình đều cái nhà cần mà cái đi mà cái đi lâu thế rồi cần ông cháu anh đây à, anh ấy rồi chúng ta phải đi ăn đồ ăn cần đi lại cái này đồ ăn, nắm máy đi ăn khăn cái đi xoắn nắm đồ đầu đi cái gì cái này. So one time that the thing I near allow the thing to the in my when I had swung there to the cup, the consolidation that's la. So then why see the match on hey? So I mean department shang in program shang there scheme shang the sorgar shang this and toka. America's NYC to one come on zongzoma and get over half can feel China. And then skills the moment to talk about what I play, the department taking that and we look low and see the names on the week and a coaching the body NYC had to lie a private coaching center and brought in didn't hold that my NYC had good rate or coaching the here and we on here. Well, I had state level exam, some coaching that we are in banking SSC and we chose it. Skilling lama po training di job role siyang kan we make it kan din center to youth empowerment here so one time we na helai ka local ke lo ko ni lo ko ka dia nang wa ni joy kam ku le in ra pi roi rin lo te han ra pui tu jo ni NYC hi o mani di kha boi te kan ta ra kulai ni ko secretary ko thang ku da thang de wa kwan mong de wa kwan kan o ma amai ro chu in ron ka la in bo che kan mo in ron in tu a han NYC office in ron theng ko le ne voi ka ta ron visit mek tu ko in kan som je wa rin kan ta tho dan de kan ong dan de in mai in ron ko rin chalai de in kui ron ko rin kan som ka che o ka la me.
There has to be first, second, third place in this occasion, because only three are going to represent the state of Mizorm in Delhi at the national level. The judges, the jury, what we feel is we saw a lot of potentials in almost all of the performers, but then like I've said, with a little bit of grooming and a little bit of monitoring, you could have all been fit to participate at the national level. But anyway, this time, since we have to decide on the performance of today, we are going to choose 10 performers. We are going to choose 10 performers, out of which 3 will represent the state of Mizorm at national level, whereas the remaining 7, if you are willing, will be getting grooming, monitoring from, the journey. So, booking a year will announce the last 5 participants.
Good afternoon, everyone. It has come for the time to declare the results, and then I really wish we could select all of you, as all of you have done really well and performed very well this afternoon. As ma'am has said, we have to select the top 10. And I shall be declaring the results from the 10th position. And the 10th position in this program today goes to T. Lalurwati.
Yeah, if you can come up here on stage.
You can come up on stage. Alright? And the 9th position goes to Vandal Moipui. Please come up. And the 8th position goes to Lalpamaitona. The 7th position goes to Tia. Miss Tia. The 6th position goes to Mr. VL Tantuana. And now I shall hand over the mic and the time to ma'am to declare the top 5 results for today.
Thank you. The 5th position goes to Lawrence Waliwate. The 4th position goes to Kim Song Chuangi. Third position goes to Vanarapua Pui. The 2nd position to Maria Zongwa Pui. And who do you think secured the 1st position? Okay, let me declare. The 1st position goes to Angela Vandalpur. So let us all again give them, applaud them. Okay, thank you. Okay. As a token of your hard work substantial performance today, the participants will be getting a certificate. And the top three and special prizes have been made for the first top three only, whereas the rest will be getting certificates. So to honor us with the distribution of prizes and the first prize and the certificate, we'd like to call upon Madam Marilyn. Madam Marilyn, if you could come up on stage to hand over the first prize. And the certificate for the first, that is Keval Somtruang. We would like to invite our Deputy Secretary from Sports and Youth Services Department, Madam Marilyn. So the first, Keval Somtruang, please step up. First position is Angela Valadusaki. Please step up. Thank you, Madam. Now we'd like to invite Poo Zara to do us the honor to give away the second prize. Second prize winner is Maria, Zone 1. Please step out, please. Then again, we'd like to invite Miss Mamwani, Secretary NYC, to give away the third prize, which goes to Valanamua Pui. Without Miss Mercy, this program wouldn't have been a success. As we all heard right from the start, everything was done within tight schedule. So to give away the certificate for the 10 contenders, we'd like to invite Miss Mercy. Fourth position, I'll just call out your name and you step out. Kemal Somtruang. Fifth position, Lalrin Zwali. Sixth position, V.L. Tantruama. Seventh position, Tia. Eighth position, Lalhamai Sama. Sorry, Lalhamai Tuama. Ninth position, Valanboy Kui. The last but not the least, T. Lalmamuati. Thank you so much, Madam Mercy. Thank you so much. And now we would like to call upon Mr. Param Rathi to do us the honors by distributing the certificates. Alright, I'll call out your names and you come up on stage to collect your certificate. Abigail Yatsiami. Abigail Yatsiami. Is she in the house? Next, Lalmamuati. Isaac Valanpeka. Lanshia Puya Renhe. Or if Isaac is here? Lan siya puya rin kay Lan long oma Lan muan suara sayaw Lan nun moi Samir Guru Samir Guru Thank you so much, Mr. Bharat. We are again invite on stage Mr. Nurul Hassan. Sukanya Thapa. Caroline Lan Shuai Tuangi. Caroline. Evgashia Zuala. Evgashia Zuala. David Wangkuma. David Wangkuma. Ninh Khánh Sang Zong Thủ. Lan Pek Lua. Lan Rampara. Lan Janpuya. Mansom Zuali. Vanan Mai Zuali. Vanan Mai Zuali. Okay, it seems to start in the house.